10 Star Trek Voyager alien villains ranked worst to best. Although a few familiar antagonists turn up on Star Trek Voyager, most alien villains that the USS Voyager encounters are brand new Delta Quadrant denizens unknown to the Federation and viewers alike. The days of knowing exactly what to expect in a face-off against Klingons or Romulans are long behind Captain Kathryn Janeway, Kate Mulgrew, who makes first contact with more new alien species than anyone since Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner. Instead, Janeway and Voyager's crew need to survive by figuring out the best approaches to diplomacy with Kazan, Vidians, and Hydrogen when no Starfleet officer had even heard of those species before. Of course, it doesn't always go according to plan, as seeking out new life so often does on Star Trek. There's no guidebook to navigating the Delta Quadrant's unknown cultures, so Janeway's attempt to make friendly first contact with Delta Quadrant aliens might backfire and create new enemies for the Star Trek canon. The gulf between cultural mores is wider when Voyager's villains also don't know what to expect from Starfleet, so they eye Federation values with suspicion. Sometimes, these differences are simply too great to overcome. Sometimes, it isn't personal at all, but a matter of survival for either Voyager or the new alien villains. Although the hierarchy controls a wide swath of space in the Delta Quadrant, they do so through the enforcement of bureaucracy rather than actual firepower. Each piece of the hierarchy contributes to a widely disparate whole that can't seem to synthesize a complete picture, even with extensive evidence gleaned from highly advanced sensors. In the interest of efficiency, each overlooker is trained in a single discipline, so individual overlookers rarely guess correctly, instead jumping to conclusions based off surveillance data. With their commitment to efficiency, the hierarchy seems to want to run on the same model as the Borg. But without the important collective that unites all drones as one, the hierarchy are corporate Borg on a slashed budget. And that's being generous. The overlookers are toothless villains, with the conflict between the hierarchy and the USS Voyager arising from continued misunderstandings, and the hierarchy's own inability to think critically. An interesting case as villains, the Brunelli are people trying to survive after a series of devastating Borg attacks forces them to abandon the technological advancements that made their society ripe for repeated assimilation attempts. Instead, the agrarian Brunelli focus their scientific efforts on genetic engineering, ostensibly to increase crop yield in a harsh environment.